Hello, this is Manuela, your guiding light, and this is video soul plan sample number 3. So we are continuing with soul B, which is average soul. In the last video we explained quite a bit about it. Now we continue with the soul contracts for children. So in this lifetime she choose to have 4 children, and because children pick the mother or the parents, they are the ones that are proposing the contract to soul B. So the child 1 soul lesson is enlightenment. So in this soul contract, the mother is meant to teach child how to see light in everybody else, and the child is teaching mother to connect again. All the children are teaching mother one design lesson, because it's a major lesson for every soul to connect to them, to the light, or to the higher self. So in this case, the way the child will learn enlightenment is by being in a really challenging relationships with siblings and in family where there's a lot of drama. That's the only way they can actually go within and find enlightenment, because being in such a drama, you have to learn how to meditate. That is the only way. So to find enlightenment, you have to learn to quiet your mind. You come to that point where you just cannot take it anymore, and you have to go and quiet your mind. So that's the reason why the child actually pick to be in that family, because it needs that. So you'll notice that all these 4 children are actually seeking spirituality. Okay, so child number 2, soul of a child number 2, soul lesson is peace. Again, very similar scenario where the mother is teaching child to find peace in the midst of drama, and the child is helping to mother to connect to her higher self in the midst of drama again, because that can only actually help you to do that. And then we got child number 3, soul contract. Soul lesson of child number 3 is joy, and the contract is for mother to teach a child how to stay in that joyful energy, even if every child is born with pure joy. They all feel the joy, and through life we lose the joy, unfortunately. And in this case, the child needs to learn how to keep the joy regardless of what's happening around him. And it's soul contract that's also going to help to mother to connect to her higher self. So this is what they working on. And then we have child 4, and this is where the major or the most challenging contract is, and very important contract is with a child that it's a healer, and the soul lesson is healing, basically learning how to heal himself and teaching others how to heal. So it's natural that healer will sign up to come in a family where there's a lot of drama, where there's a lot of emotional trauma. So it can bring up some negative emotions, create some negative emotions, which gonna create a lot of illnesses and diseases. That's going to help to healer to look inside of themselves and heal. Now it's quite natural that healers are usually thrown in a family, in a big family. So in a quite big family where there's a lot of drama, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 healers there. Because of the shift that Mother Earth is going through, and we all are going through, the plan of Mother Earth is not to have any more illnesses. So in about 200 to 300 years, earthly years, hopefully, we won't experience any more diseases and illnesses. And you can see even that shift happening already now. Many people, even health professionals, are opening their mind to alternative therapies. So this is the reason why we have many healers on earth. So soul B, the parents that soul B choose was parents that's going to give her financial stability. So the soul contract here with parents is to give her everything they need, and also to teach her how to connect to her higher self as well. By parents being very controlling and pushing her in the wrong direction, that will help her and force her basically to look inside of herself and find out what is it that she really wants. Now also we have helpers, where we sign karmic contracts. We have karmic contracts with people that are like a little helpers to us, people that we helped in the past life. So in this case, Soul B helped to a teacher in a high school, where the new teacher came to school and struggled to find his way there. So the Soul B helped him to find his way as a teacher there. Now in this lifetime, the soul contract is signed between these two souls for teacher to help to Soul B, again as being a teacher, again to actually help her to find out what is it that she meant to study. So in this lifetime he's returning the favor or returning the good karma and helping her to figure out what is it the best for her to study, because that was her biggest struggle before she could actually connect to her higher self. She couldn't figure out what is it that she meant to do with study. An example of a bad karma, just one example of a bad karma, like in this lifetime Soul B, in a past life she was a bully, she was bullying a child, and in this lifetime that the same child is coming back to bully her. And this is again all done in agreement with both of them. They agreed to do that. The only way for bully to learn is to be bullied and to understand it. So this is another example of a soul or karmic soul contract. Now Soul B, soul contracts with romantic partners. In this case it's two, and the first one, it's not a karmic soulmate. First it's coming a new soul that is learning how to love. So in this soul contract, Soul B is teaching a partner, soul partner, to learn how to love by being quite challenging, making relationship quite challenging, and helping him to love regardless of how challenging relationship is. Also by showing him love as well, teaching him how to love. Now the partner is teaching Soul B what she is looking for in a relationship by being quite controlling and not giving her the freedom. She understands that that's not what she wants. Also by being in a relationship with her parents, having similar relationship with her parents, it's helped her a lot to understand this controlling behavior and understand that that's not what she really wants. The second soul contract with the partner, it's a karmic partner, and in this soul contract, in this lifetime, again this karmic partner is teaching Soul B what she really wants and how to love herself. And this is quite an important lesson for her as she's connecting to her higher self. And also the Soul B is teaching karmic soulmate about commitment. And because this is only average soul, karmic soulmates stay together always, because there's so much lessons to learn. So in this soul plan, there was no any obstacle placed. And we're talking about obstacles, people that trying to stop you from being together. If you have a karmic soulmate and you have nobody trying to stop you from being together, everybody supports the relationship, so that means you didn't put any obstacles. If you have half people supporting you, half not, that means you placed obstacles for some reason, you need to do a little bit more work, and you could actually be together. If you placed obstacles where everybody is stopping you from being together, if you don't have almost anybody that's supporting the relationship, then it's more likely you will not be together, because you placed obstacles. Obstacles, again, on your soul plan applies by both of you, in agreement with both of you. Another major karmic soul contracts where the souls tapped into their psychic abilities and misused them. So as in every average soul, as they do learn to connect to their higher self, they can tap into their psychic abilities and they can misuse them because they don't understand the law of karma or the law of attraction or any spiritual laws. They will misuse them, and that will keep them stuck in the matrix. So by the law of karma, every black magic spell must go back to sender. It cannot go back to anybody else, to exactly the same person that you done spell in this lifetime. In next lifetime, again, by your agreement, you both agree that that soul will do it to you in this lifetime. You have to come back and repeat this until you understand that that's wrong and you know better. So every other sort of karma doesn't have to be returned by the same person. For example, if in this lifetime somebody stole money from you, and you don't have to, in an agreement in next lifetime, that you have to really come back and steal money from that person. You can only plan somebody else, a completely third soul, to actually steal money from you, because you need experience. Okay, you only need experience. So you don't have to steal money from the same person. You can steal money from a different person. Or if you were cheating on somebody, or you stole a partner from somebody, again, you don't have to steal partner from the same person. Sometimes it happens that the same soul come back and they repeat again everything, but it doesn't have to be, because it doesn't really affect on an energetic level, and it doesn't affect the law of attraction. The law of karma in attraction, if it is spell, it works completely differently, because it's a negative energy that you're throwing on somebody. You can only get it back from exactly the same person. You can't plan that somebody else does it to you, because that person has nothing to do with it. That person did not receive dark energy from you. So everybody that you send a spell or dark energy to can only be returned to you by exactly the same soul. So that is the only karma, because of the law of attraction. So that can keep you stuck in a matrix, because what happens there? For as long as you're doing that, you keep coming back to repeat this karma about spells. And you can go on for centuries, where in this lifetime you send spell back to them and they again do it to you. And then you come back again and do it again. So you can go for centuries, and it will keep you stuck in the matrix. That is where really people are stuck in the matrix. You cannot be stuck in the matrix in one lifetime because you didn't learn one lesson. In a lifetime you cannot be stuck in the matrix. You are stuck in the matrix because you keep repeating the same karmic lesson, and you're not learning and you're not moving forward. So that's when you are stuck in the matrix. This is where even the old souls can be actually very young souls, because if they keep coming with the karma and returning the black magics to everybody that they done, and they have to come back to give it to them, if they caught in that cycle, they can go spend 50 years, and by that they sort of look like they're old souls, but because they didn't grow, they are not old souls. They are still young souls, because they don't have the knowledge. So it's the same like if you go in school and you keep repeating grade 3 for 10 years. So you're already adult, but you're not really, because you have the mind of a child, because you are still in a grade 3. So that's one very, very challenging karmic soul contracts where the average soul will go through, and we all did go through that. Somebody stayed longer, somebody learned quicker, but we all passed that. We all did. So as you're growing and you become a little bit more older soul, and you understand the laws of karma and all spiritual laws, you will learn that the best way to deal with black magic in spells, when you know that somebody's sent a dark energy to you, you send it back to sender. By sending it back to sender, you're freeing yourself from karma, which means in this lifetime it's all done. You don't have to deal with the assigned person in the next lifetime coming back to repeat the karma again, to do the spell on them. Because if you didn't send the spell back in this lifetime, what happens? You cross over and then you see, oh my God, they done a dark energy on me, so I have to now go back and do that to them, and it becomes a cycle. So by sending the spell back to sender in this lifetime, you're freeing yourself from that cycle, from coming back and doing the spell to that person. It goes back, the energy, the dark energy goes back straight to sender. It's not recorded even in your Akashic records when you do that. If you don't do it, it's recorded in your Akashic records, and when you come back in heaven, you will see it, and then you will have to arrange again another lifetime to do that again. So this is where the knowledge and the wisdom helps a lot. So this was the soul, the average soul plan, and now we'll move on a little bit to old soul, which is 25 to 50 lifetimes. So keep in mind, as we said again, repeating this is not 100% accurate, okay? Because of the lifetimes that they have to repeat, it can be actually different, much more lifetimes that they can have, but not the knowledge and the wisdom. So as we're moving on, we're gonna work on old soul. We're gonna call her soul C. So the major lesson that old soul has, because it passed almost all the lessons, this is where you already learned all the lessons about marriages, about survival, compassion, love, and everything. So the older souls, especially when they come to that last sort of few lifetimes before they actually completed everything, it's more about tests. They don't have so much of a soul lessons. The only one major soul lesson old soul has is to stay connected on their path and not allow anybody to take them off their path, and serving. So the old soul will focus only on serving the purpose and staying on the right path, and the tests are mainly not to allow anybody to take them off their path. So older soul will sign many contracts with many people to test them and to try to take them off their path. And because of the wisdom and knowledge that old soul has, many other souls will sign a soul contract with old souls. All young souls would love to sign a soul contract with old souls just to learn more from them. And so old souls can have many soul contracts that can have very, very full on and challenging life. And a lot of people that's going to try to test them and test their knowledge. All these soul contracts that young soul contracts souls sign with old soul, they're learning some lessons from old soul, but what they're really doing are testing the old soul for all the lessons that they learn already. It's like just refreshing everything, testing again with compassion, enlightenment, with everything, which means the old soul must repeat everything, all the tests, and pass all the tests again. So your guides, and in this case, the wonderful thing about being an old soul is that all your guides, in every lifetime, guides will change, and spirit animals as well. So all guides that you had from the day one you incarnated as a young soul, they all here to help you. So you have this bunch. You don't have just a couple of guides. You don't have just 2 or 3 guides. You have a bunch of guides, and all your family spirits, everybody from the other side that you ever interact in all your incarnations is here to help you. So that's a very good thing. And of course you're going to need it because you have a very challenging life and you're passing all these tests. So you're going to repeat all the tests. All these souls will test your compassion, your peace, your enlightenment. Everything going to be tested again. And your guide's major job is really to keep you on your path to serve. This is where romantic relationships are not important. Nothing else is really important but your soul purpose. Your guides will have to find always the way. It's like watching you Every time when you get off your path, they have to find a situation. This is where there's a lot of backup plans. This plan, it's never in a detail. For two reasons. One, it's because it's very challenging and your guides will have to pull out some extra plans. This is where your spirit family comes through and they can help as well. So they always have to pull out some new plans, some backup plans to actually help you, because it can go very challenging because so many soul contracts and some people just don't follow it. So it can go very challenging. So your guides' job is mainly to actually keep you on your path. And they will do anything. They will have to always have extra plans to bring you back on your path if you do get lost. And you will get lost. The key is not to stay lost for too long. So this is where majority of old soul experience out-of-body experience. This is where your guides, the easiest way for them to actually shake you up and say, okay, go back on your soul, on your right plan. And if you're lost, you will definitely have out-of-body experience and your guides will put you back on your right path. So this is where, as a younger soul, as an average soul, you have choice. You have more of choices and free wills. As an older soul, there's not so much of a choice and free will, especially when it comes to serving the purpose. That's the main lesson, that's the main point, that's the main attraction. So everything is about you serving the purpose. And all the spirits and guides are working on that. Nothing else is so much important as that. So you'll find that the old soul will not focus so much on relationships. And they're not going to have really relationships that's going to be meaningful, because most relationships are just with the soulmates that they actually didn't learn the lesson, so they're coming back to the old soul to teach them the lesson again, and also testing the old soul how much she learned or he learned. And in old soul plane, this is where the plane's starting to separate the karmic soulmates. Because karmic soulmates, the karmic soulmates' purpose is to teach each other, to learn lessons together, until they're ready, until they learned all the lessons. Sometimes it happens that one will learn and the other one won't. And that's when the energy is not aligning anymore. So as old souls, majority of karmic soulmates will not be together anymore. They might spend very short period together to teach a simple one lesson each other, or to help to each other in some way, but they will not actually be in relationship as they normally did as an average soul, as they were spending all their life together. This is the time where their paths are starting to separate, and we will look at that a little bit deeper in a proper as we go through the old plan. Also, the children that old soul have are not many. Some of them will have none. If you're coming really close to where you don't have any more lifetime, but this is your definite last lifetime, you might choose not to have any children because you don't want to create more karma, because children creates karma. If you do have children, you will have to bring the karma back. You have to be very wise not to create any more karma. So if you have children as an old soul, you have to give all the karma back in that lifetime. So it can be quite challenging, but it does happen. And if you have children as an old soul, it's usually for that purpose, because some souls of children that want to really grow, that really wants to grow and to learn a lot in one lifetime, they will sign a soul contract with old soul, because they know that they're going to learn a lot from that parent. And the old soul will have one or two children, not many. And majority of lessons are all about spirituality here. So if the old soul has children, they are very spiritual children. Old soul will not take a new soul of child as a new soul, that it's not spiritual and that they're not learning about spirituality, because they don't have really much to teach them. it's almost like wasting time with them. So the children that will have a soul contract with the old soul, quite already spiritual and wanting more alignment to go to a higher level and to raise the energy vibration quick in one lifetime. And that's the reason why they actually choose to sign a soul contract with the older soul. So I'm gonna finish this video with this now, and stay tuned to our next video number 4, which is gonna be soul plan of old soul C, a little bit more in the detail. Bye bye for now. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and if you did enjoy this video, please click on like or subscribe.